Good morning, my name is Mitch Schock and I'm showing off my machine we put together. This is a 4-axis foam cutting machine and I'm going to demonstrate it on a video here, and we have some pictures also. But for this YouTube video we're going to go ahead and cut a wing airfoil out of this foam and just demonstrate a little bit about how this machine works. At this time I'm just going to say that this consists of 2 towers, what we call towers, and they're connected by a hot wire that cuts through the foam. And that's powered by a power supply, which is over here. And then there's what we call CNC motors, and they're stepper motors that control the motion of that wire and will cut a pattern through the foam. Very cool stuff. The controller's here, and that's connected to my computer over here off screen. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and make some adjustments on this, and then we're going to cut. So first thing I'm going to do, we've put a piece of foam into a vise in the middle of this. This wire could be longer, these towers could be spread out, and you can cut larger pieces, but for right now this is going to be our demonstration. I'm going to turn on the heat by switch here. Our box also has a computer controlled heat auto manual function that you can actually turn the heat on and off with the computer, and I'll demonstrate that later also. So let's get started. I'm going to come over here to the computer, and the first thing we're going to do is position our machine. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the computer here, and I can actually make this go up and down as far as I want to. So if I put 5 inches in and say up, you can see the machine is bringing the, we call that the y-axis. The y-axis, and then the x-axis goes along horizontally, and the y goes vertically. And so I'm coming up, and what I want to do is make the most efficient use of my piece of scrap foam here. And this is just, I think it's 1-inch insulating foam you go to Home Depot and get. And it should stop here pretty soon. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that down just a little bit. So bring that down just a little bit until we get to where we want to be. Okay, let's just start there. So the wire should be heated. And what we're going to do is on the computer we're going to start our cut. This airfoil is actually going to be larger on one side and smaller on the other, demonstrating the 4-axis effect. So I'm going to go ahead and start the cut. Actually, one thing before I start the cut, I'm going to bring the foam right up to the wire. I could have done that with the computer, but it was actually easier just to do that. I'm going to begin to cut, and you can see now that the stepper motors are controlling the wire, and hopefully you can see that the whole machine is the x-axis is moving that way, cutting through. So we're going to let this run through on the video until it's done, and then we'll show you when we take it out of here. the end of its cut. And I'm just going to bring this off. And I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see that this has cut a airfoil type pattern here, and you just bring that right out. And does a really nice job. And that's a combination of controlling your heat, and there's some buttons on the controller. You can control the heat or on the computer, and so that's the finished result. Now this has a taper to it actually, because in my program I told it on this side of the machine, I think it was this way actually, on this side of this machine it moved in a bigger pattern than it did on this, so you could actually cut a cone or a shape, because there's again 4 axes. You have 4 separate controls, and that wire can get going in all sorts of different directions. Okay, I just wanted to show you some close-ups of some different things. This is the controller box, which we still want to do a little bit of work on and put some labels on it. But basically we have the foam cutting controls for hotter and cooler. This is to turn the heat on manually, and this sets it manual or auto. That's all part of the controller. There's 4 wires that go out to the motors, and right next to this you can see one of the X-axis motors. And what we've done is used high quality telephone cable, 24 gauge, to transmit the power to the motors. And that way this is all modular. As you can tell, this is just basically a phone jack which has all modular connections. So it makes it real easy to, I'll come up here, this is the top of the tower, so it's a real easy modular connector. You can unconnect it and connect it. You do not want to unconnect it or connect it while it's under power, but when you're all done, you can do that. We've used standard hardware to build these things, so all the components of this are available at Home Depot or Lowe's or your favorite outlet. This is our y-axis, and comes up. Just wanted to give you a little bit of close-up of that. And so that's pretty much it. Alright, that's the demonstration. For now, my name is Mitch Schock, and I hope you appreciate this, and welcome your comments. Thank you.